Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking a look at a Blaxploitation film from 1973. That movie is Blackenstein. I'd like to say right now that I had no idea that Blackenstein was actually a movie until a couple of days ago. I was on Netflix, and as I was scrolling through all of the different movies it was giving me on the front page, it gave me a list of recommendations because I watched Miami Connection. That to me already screams a bad sign, because I hated Miami. I hated Miami Connection. Shit, I made an entire video about it, guys. That movie was a disaster. But somehow Blackenstein ties into that. I don't know how to take that. But then again, the list of recommendations underneath Miami Connection also had Ricky-O, The Story of Ricky. And I love Ricky-O. I really do. That movie is fucking awesome. But yeah, Blackenstein. Mind you, I heard about Blackenstein years ago. It was mentioned on an episode of The Simpsons, and I genuinely thought they were fucking kidding when they mentioned it. I didn't know the damned thing was real. And now to find out that it was made in 1973 and is actually a thing, that makes me fucking cringe just slightly. But now I get to see how good or how bad it really is. And my God, I am nothing short of curious, so I think it's time we dove in, huh? So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Blackenstein. Well, guys, so far the moral of this movie is that VA hospital orderlies are all self-centered douchebags. God, I really want this fucking orderly to just die. I really do. He is coming off as that much of a fucking dick, and he's only been on camera for about a minute now. So let me see if I understand this. It's regular for one of the doctor's patients, around 12 hours after he gets his shot, to just start violently screaming in a foreign language, and they compulsively have to put him in a straitjacket. Okay. I can kind of understand the side effect of screaming in a foreign language. Well, no, I can't, but it kind of makes sense. But what the fuck does the straitjacket have to do with it? You know, if the problem is that he's yelling, wouldn't you want to muzzle him, maybe? It's just a thought. I'm just kind of sort of like snowballing here. At least that would make some fucking sense. But then again, so far, nothing in this goddamn movie has made a lick of sense, guys. Wait. Okay, I am not a doctor, and I will never claim to be a doctor, but if you have a patient and he's showing bizarre side effects because you are shooting him up with some kind of medication, I don't think that upping the fucking dosage is a good way to try to fix the problem, you know? I totally understand, again, that is me working logic into a movie that apparently has never heard of the fucking word, but it doesn't make any fucking sense to me, guys. Hey guys, do you happen to remember earlier I was talking about that really douchey fucking orderly at the VA hospital and how I really wanted him to die? Christmas has just come early. That's probably the only positive I have given to I can give to this movie so far. Is that a character I absolutely despised is dying, and it's on camera. That's fucking awesome. Wow, this is one of the worst comedians I have ever heard. And it's also bringing this whole horrible movie to a fucking screaming halt. I just also want to mention that, but this fucking comedian sucks, man. What the fuck did I just watch? Wow, that ending made no fucking sense. Good God. No, 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 no. I'm gonna stop looking at the fucking credits. That's... Oh my God. What the shit? Okay. Wow. Well, guys, that was Blackenstein, and, Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's try to talk about the writing, shall we? I'd like to state right now, guys, that I had no idea if this movie was going to be played straight or if it was going to be like a goofy comedy of some sort. I had no clue. First of all, it's trying to play everything up incredibly straight, and the movie absolutely falters because of that. But, see, that's partially also because the writing here, oh, good God, nothing in this movie makes any sense. Alright, so let me see if I understand this. So, one of Dr. Stein's patients, Bruno, when he is injected with his DNA and with his DNA and his RNA injections, it turns one of his freshly grafted legs into essentially like a tiger leg. And when I say that, I mean it's got fucking like a tiger skin pattern on it. And Dr. Stein's explanation is that a side effect of either the DNA or the RNA injections, if I'm not mistaken. He actually specifies that it's the RNA injections, is causing Bruno's leg to devolve back to a more primeval state, which tells me that Bruno's people evolved from tigers. I don't fucking get it. At one point, Malcolm, Dr. Stein's assistant, is friend-zoned by our main character. I can't even fucking remember her name now. And so, because she brought Eddie in to be treated, because Eddie doesn't have any arms or legs because of a, landmine incident, so he swaps Bruno's DNA injections with Eddie's. So now Eddie is devolving back into a more primeval state, which tells me that Eddie's family evolved from the monsters, because I swear to God, he doesn't fucking look like Frankenstein's monster. He basically looks like Herman Munster in blackface, but that has more to do with costuming and makeup. And yet, even though Bruno's injections are like horribly impacting how Eddie's treatment is going, nothing's happening to fucking Bruno. But of course you don't find that out until the very end, when they finally go, oh wait, yeah, we do have other patients, and use them specifically to rack up an even higher body count when Eddie goes on his big fucking rampage. Okay, so none of that makes any fucking sense. I'm also not sure exactly how in the hell you can create a DNA formula without actually using a person's DNA as a means of trying to medically treat them, at which point then you would have to have a formula specifically made for each person using their specific DNA, which means that injections for one person should do nothing for another person. But again, that's me working common fucking logic into a movie that was written by people who probably don't even know what in the hell DNA or motherfucking RNA even are. So, the writing here makes no sense at all. I mean, guys, when I kind of thought, okay, so it's going to be a Blaxploitation version of Frankenstein, and we hear that Eddie has no arms and no legs, I really thought that Dr. Stein was going to go and start digging up, like, was going to start going on, he was going to go on like a grave robbing spree, was going to start like digging up limbs, was going to, like surgically fucking like go and like surgically like throw him on and then shoot him up with something in order to add life back to the limbs, which somehow impacts the whole body. But we don't even get that. Instead we have Eddie on the hospital. We have him on the operating table rather, with basically just stumps for legs, and he's then shot up with this fucking DNA formula, and he twitches twice, and apparently legs basically just kind of pop out of his leg, out of whatever the hell is left of his legs, and it makes zero sense. I could be here all goddamn day attempting to explain it. Frankly, I'm still trying to figure out why in the hell, towards the end, Eddie is bulletproof, yet dogs are able to rip him apart. Yeah, spoilers, he dies, yes, he dies by dog because he's bulletproof. God damn it. Oh, shit. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, if there's anything that absolutely destroyed this movie, it was the fucking writing, but nothing else helped, okay? Let's just be totally frank here. I could probably sit here for a good 20 minutes just talking about the fucking writing, but I don't want to. I believe I've lost plenty of fucking brain cells just watching the stupid thing. So, when we have a script that is this horrible and this absolutely nonsensical, naturally I am not going to expect the acting to be good. However, I do kind of at least expect acting to hit some level of quality. And we don't get that here. Every single line is just given off in the most flat and deadpan way. People who are supposed to be showing anguish or sorrow, or they don't show it. Everybody here is so flat and dead in terms of how they are delivering their lines. It is absolutely depressing, because I kind of thought maybe with a script this bad, we'd have a cast who are trying to fucking ham it up just in order to try to make the damn thing even partially good. But we don't even get that. Instead, we get, we basically get people sitting there and just basically droning out their fucking lines, which I guess sort of works, because in order to ham up the dialogue, you'd have to try to make fucking sense of it. Anyway, nobody here turned in anything good. In fact, good God, yeah, nobody. I'm talking even fucking extras were just phoning it in. It was really, really bad in terms of acting. Sound mix. I will say that dialogue here is mixed really, really well. The music here is mixed competently, except when the music just randomly cuts out because for whatever reason, they opted to probably do the sound mix before doing the final edit, so oftentimes a scene will end and the music just violently cuts off. The music fucking doesn't like slowly fade. There's just this very sudden like audible thunk as the sound ends. It's really bad mix, guys, just there. But otherwise, beyond that, sound mix here is rather competent. That right there is one of the few positives I'm actually willing to give this thing. Lighting here is incredibly dark, and that is just probably to keep you from noticing, problems involving gore, but it really doesn't help because the gore here absolutely sucks. So yeah, lighting here is horribly dark in damn near every scene, except for scenes that are shot during the day, and even those seem a little bit, like gloomy. So yes, we have scenes that are shot in the middle of the fucking day, and you can clearly see the sun, and perhaps maybe it's just the quality of the camera or the quality of the film, but even those seem like really, really dark. So I'm not really sure if that was something which they were shooting for, or perhaps maybe they were just filming with really shitty fucking equipment. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. But hey, camera work. I do want to cover camera work. Good God. There is a problem with some movies, and this one is one that really suffers of it. And that's holding on shots for way too long. I'm not talking about movies where they have a single, tracking shot which goes on a long time. Tarantino does, that a lot. In fact, a lot of filmmakers do it. What I mean is that they have a camera set up stationary, and then Eddie, as the monster, will walk into frame and will walk towards a factory which is way in the background. And do we get, multiple angles to show him, shambling towards this factory? No. It's one single shot, and it tracks. It doesn't even track. It just stays stationary, and it just watches as he walks towards the factory. And it goes for a good minute. A fucking minute. And then, at one point, when Eddie kidnaps a woman for absolutely no reason and takes her back to the very same factory as she is running from him, at one point he is walking next to a pipe. And instead of, splicing it also so that way then it actually looks like he's constantly walking along this pipe, you see him walk, and then you see her moving around the factory. Then it cuts back to him, and he's still exactly where he was before, and he's just continuing to move forward, which tells me that they basically just took that shot and they cut it up into thirds almost, and they just threw in, and when they threw in shots of this, victim. So it basically just sort of looks like he walks, stops long enough for her to move around a little bit, and then he keeps on moving. It looks really bad, and I probably noticed it just simply because I noticed that kind of goofy shit. Special effects here are absolutely horrible. Makeup here is kind of bad. And if you guys want to just have a really good instance of how cheap this movie is, when Eddie is first brought to Dr. Stein's, when he's not supposed to have arms or legs, the hospital drops him off, and he is on a gurney, and the sheet is very tightly packed, around his body. You can clearly see arms, you can clearly see feet, you can clearly see legs. Arms, legs, and feet he shouldn't fucking have yet because he lost them to a landmine, according to the very writing in this goddamned movie. Oh boy. Well, when all is said and done, am I able to recommend Blackenstein? No. The only way I could possibly recommend it is if you have a Netflix account, because, well, you know what then? You might find something fun here. I fucking certainly didn't. But hey, some people might actually see this thing and they might see comedy gold. So yeah, if you have a Netflix account, it's right there. And it's technically free since you've probably already watched enough shit on Netflix to kind of sort of cover your $8 monthly fee. So yeah, by all means, if you have a Netflix account, check it out. If somebody has uploaded this stupid thing on YouTube, check it out. Do not, under any circumstances, spend fucking money to watch this thing. It is in no way worth it. I swear to God. This is an absolute piece of shit, and it borders on unfucking watchable. Oh, boy. Well, good news is, when I first looked on Netflix a couple days ago, found out that they re-added Faulty Towers and Red Dwarf onto the Netflix instant streaming service. So I'm going to go watch a little bit of that just simply because I want to watch something fucking good. So yes, guys, with that we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.